Hey guys, Lexi here, back for some more of The Greatest Attorney. Last time we started a new case at Sholmes' suite, and now we'll check out this Pawnbrokery. Oh god, there's a lot of stuff. Look at the heads. 15th of April, Windibank's Pawnbrokery. So this is a British pawnbrokery. Oh my, there are all sorts of tools and contraptions in here that I've never laid eyes on before. Oh, Susata-san, and a spark of wonder in your eyes. Can't wait to scour the shelves, can you? I get the impression you enjoy places like this. Oh yes, I don't know why, but seeing such a lot of things I don't understand is a real thrill for me. My dear fellows, let us not forget why we are here. Oh, Mr. Sholmes. We're calling on matters of business, not pleasure. And clearly Mr. Sholmes means business too, judging from the spark of his fury in his eyes. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, welcome back. Did you hear that brazen welcome? Well, yes, we are potential customers after all. We are disgruntled customers, Mr. Naruto, and it's time to inform Mr. Windibank of our ire. Come, the fight is afoot. Before we yell at him, let's explore. Huh? What are you doing, my dear fellows? Not here to browse for interesting curios. We have to teach this broker a lesson. Oh, but there are just so many fascinating items. Looks as though we'll have to talk to Mr. Windibank first before you can explore in here, Mrs. Sato. Oh, jeez. I guess so. Naturally, you will recall this, which I retrieved from you 7 days ago. Yes. The second-rate fiddle is not my faithful instrument, Mr. Windibank. The color of the wood is different. It has holes in it. It's not even the same size. A wonderful summary of our observations, Mr. Sholmes. I'm so very sorry, sir. How utterly unforgivable of me. An inexcusable mistake for a pawnbroker. There's only one way to make amends. I'm out of here! I shall have to take my own life. What? I don't think that will be necessary, do you? If I may just say one thing before I pop off. Yes. It was you, sir, Mr. Sholmes, who took it upon himself to remove the item the other day, I believe. Sorry? As I recall, I entered the storeroom to fetch your violin, when I heard, here it is. You did. And when I turned to controvert you, you had taken the viola and left, sir. Oh. However, there can be no doubt that the blame lies firmly at my own door for allowing you to leave. So I shall not grumble or grouse any longer. May this guilt die with me. No, stop, my dear fellow. The fault is mine. Does he do that to everyone? Oh. It would appear that the fight is over. I do humbly apologize, Mr. Windibank. Evidently, my questionable disposition precipitated this tragedy. Oh, you wouldn't be Mr. Herlock Sholmes without that questionable disposition, now, would you? Haha, I do believe you may be right, sir. It's either laugh or cry, I suppose. You are. It
must be said, one of my more challenging customers. I needn't remind you of that particular collection of items you've brought through my door in the past.
Oh, peculiar items?
In the extreme, ma'am. For example, the unpublished manuscript of an eponymous work, the novels of Sherlock Holmes or some such.
Oh my, a new, full-fledged novel? And unpublished? A story I have yet to read, you mean?
Forgive me.
Wait, before you die, you must tell me more. Kill yourself after you tell us. I want to know more. Tell me everything.
Wow, Susato-san is really fired up now.
Is there really an unpublished story under this very roof?
Well, one day the gentleman here brought in an old metal chest, you see. I should like to entrust this to your care for a while, Mr. Windibank. For just like that, 1 shilling, sir. Not a farthing more. It houses something of very great value indeed. The latest manuscript, recounting the adventures of one Mr. Sherlock Holmes. I beg your pardon, a manuscript? You wish to deposit a manuscript? Indeed I do, for I am confident it will be quite safe here. And that was that. As such, Mr. Holmes' latest tale of otherworldly mystery lies dormant in my storeroom.
Mr. Holmes, is that really true?
Do I sense that someone doesn't want to talk about this? I continue to pay your fee, do I not? Then kindly continue to store my belongings securely. Of course, sir. They're safe and sound with me, I assure you, all my life. It is all very strange. I wonder, could I ask you something? Gentleman from the east, I see. Yes, that sable suit. I suppose I could offer you 6p for it. Without wishing to offend, the tone is somewhat dull. Sorry? But your splendid attire, ma'am. 5 guineas, no less. The colors are exquisite, the design exotic. Eastern artistry at its finest, may I say.
Oh my, 5 guineas, you say? How interesting.
Why do I feel as though I've suffered some sort of defeat here? Actually, I was hoping to ask you about your business. I've heard it said that the pawnbrokeries are used rather like banks here in London. Yes, sir, indeed. Many of my customers utilize the establishment as you describe. I praise the items and offer them a proportionate loan and 2 months of secure stowage. If in that time they repay the original sum to me plus the agreed interest, their items are happily returned.
But what happens if they don't pay you the money?
The items are offered for sale in my shop, as you can see on the shelves behind me.
So you never sell items before the 2 months has passed then?
That's right, ma'am. That's right. Which means some considerable responsibility rests on my shoulders. Should a customer's belongings be lost, the only recompense is for me to end it all. The very idea, Mr. Windibank, is an absurdity. One should never talk of one's demise so casually. This is the man who was telling us it was a good day to die only this morning. And let us not forget that I have already helped you take measures to ensure such a tragedy never occurs. Oh, what sort of measures? I engineered a simple device, which Mr. Windibank has installed here in his shop. I call it the red-handed recorder. Is that not so, Mr. Windibank? Oh, what was that deep sigh about? What on earth is a red-handed recorder? Use your eyes, my dear fellow. There are 2 just below the ceiling. I can see what appears to be a camera attached to some sort of timing device. Very astute. It is indeed a camera, furnished with some 100 pieces of celluloid film. And every 30 minutes precisely, the camera automatically records the appearance of the shop. Here, I have an example I could show you. Ah yes, a print from the camera set to record the activity at the shop counter. I developed a special type of film so sensitive it produces a crystal clear image even in darkness. Really? That's extraordinary.
Yes, you can clearly see the counter and the door behind it. Look.
So you see, were someone to enter the premises with ill intent, his identity would be summarily exposed.
But did you not say that the photographic prints were taken at 30-minute intervals?
Indeed, as you say, my dear madam.
And what if the incident were to occur in between times?
One could only say that would be a cruel twist of fate. I must confess, your devices have been giving me some cause of distress as of late. Beg your pardon, Mr. Windibank. Surely they are anything but distressing. Reassuring is the word. It's the cost of film, sir. You most graciously placed not one, but 2 cameras in my shop after all, which means I must pay for nigh on 100 utterly useless prints every single day. I'm afraid the cost of film will break me before I'm very much older. Nevertheless, a small price to pay to ensure the safety of my preferred pawnbrokery, no? My dear fellows, we are on the verge of an age where safety and security come at a price. Oh, heaven help us. Now then, Mr. Sholmes, allow me to return your precious violin. Ah, the very thing. Thank you, Mr. Windibank. Perhaps this might mark the end of the peculiar items you tried to pop, Perhaps if anything were to happen to one of them, this would be the only answer. I really think you ought to stop waving that gun around. Someone could get hurt. Fear not. Sorry? I've only loaded a single bullet, so no one but myself could possibly be harmed. That's not really what I meant. Good day to you, then, Mr. Windibank. It's been a pleasure as always, Mr. Sholmes.
So, Mr. Naruto, now we can explore at last.
Yay. That's not a calendar you could easily miss, is it? 15th of April, today's date. Yes, that is not for sale, I must point out. It's an Eastern style page-a-day calendar. Every night at midnight I tear off the front page to reveal the following day's date. A perfect calendar for a tearaway fellow such as yourself, Mr. Windibank. And who was it who walked out of here with the wrong violin before? Well, when the agreed storage period has passed without repayment, articles are forfeited, you see. So I have to keep a close eye on the date. It's something as of a pawnbroker's obsession, you might say.
Oh yes, I can see you're very dedicated to your job. Look at this. Whatever could it be used for?
I have no idea.
There's a small catch just here, look.
We're going to open it, aren't we?
Oh my, that's amazing. It has some sort of spring-loaded mechanism.
Which we'll never manage to put back the way it was before. What are you two doing? What? Us? Nothing. No, nothing at all. Whatever this device is seems to have a pair of little windows to look through. I feel as though I've seen something rather similar to this elsewhere.
Now, what do you suppose this rather enormous machine is?
Seems to have 2 little windows for looking through. Allow me to enlighten you, my dear fellows. What you're looking at is a stereoscope.
Stereoscope, fascinating.
It is aptly named, I assure you. Look through the eyepieces to see for yourself.
Oh, I should be delighted to. Excuse me a moment while I just have a look.
Just before you do, there's something I should point out. My dear fellows, in order to see the image properly, stereoscopically, you will need to be cross-eyed. However, if that is beyond you, it is of little consequence today.
Alright then, I'm going to try it. Ah! Mr. Naruto, you must see at once.
Oh, alright then. I need to be cross-eyed, like I'm trying to look at my own nose. What the? I don't believe it. It's just a photographic print, but it looks like you could reach out and touch it. Yes, the sense of depth is startling, is it not? Stereoscopes are one of London's many fads. Would it have been 3D on the 3DS? They are often found in little stalls in the park. People queue for hours to see them.
Why? Why are people meddling with such black magic?
It is no magic, my dear madam. It is, well, far too complicated to explain at present. We shall save this lesson for another day.
Oh.
So he doesn't know.
3 globes of gold. Is that some sort of charm?
Dear me, have you not seen that sign before? No, never? The 3 golden balls are, in Great Britain at least, the universal sign of a pawnbrokery. There are more than 700 such establishments in the capital, all showing the same sign. Oh, I see. Huh. I had not imagined your ignorance was so profound.
Oh, well, what is the significance of the 3 golden balls then? Does it have some special meaning?
That is entirely unimportant here, my dear madam. Irrelevant, even. I mean, you don't know.
The sort of things there are on these shelves here. Crockery, footwear, clocks and watches. Almost anything you care to imagine.
Those are forfeited items offered for sale by the pawnbroker. What does that really mean, though? When you pawn, or colloquially, pop an item, the broker loans you money against its worth. He stores the item for an agreed period of time, after which the loan must be repaid. If not, he is free to display it in his shop for sale at a price of his choosing. Oh, yes, now you've explained it, I'm noticing little price tags and everything. Of course, simply by paying the agreed interest on the loan, one can extend the period of safekeeping. So you may pawn that black garb of yours without fear, my dear fellow. My treasured university uniform? Never. It embodies my student spirit. I don't have any other clothes.
Look at this. What could this lovely big shiny box be?
That, my dear madam, is a music box. Surely you have such things in your own country.
My, yes, but I've certainly never seen one so large before.
Shall we listen a while?
What a sublime sound. It's like the music of angels.
I've never heard anything like it before in my life. This particular specimen is of a larger variety, commonly found in public houses and restaurants. There is a metal disc inside which the notes to be played are recorded. Simply by replacing the disc with another, any music you care to imagine can be played.
My goodness, what a simply delightful machine.
Indeed, though their popularity has waned recently with the development of the gramophone, of course.
Huh. Science and technology advance at such an overwhelming pace. What? Only a tuppence for it? That ain't fair, and you know it.
The article is barely worth a penny, miss. I cannot offer more. Sounds like there's an argument brewing over by the counter.
Come on, that can't be right. If you even had a proper butcher's at it.
I've seen all I need to see, young girl. Wait, don't we know? I'm sure I recognize her.
Oh yes, it's the lady from Mr. McGilded's trial 2 months ago.
Lestrade, or Estrade.
Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. She's a chancer, earns her crust among large crowds, relieving people of their purses. What's commonly known as a pickpocket.
God and bet it, you lot. Hello, Miss Lestrade. I hope you've been well. What? You remember me then, do ya?
Well, I remember being completely surrounded by smoke, that's for sure.
So, what are you doing here? Down and out like the rest of us. Nothing to eat. Come to pop the black weasel sorry coat, have ye?
What is it about this black uniform that makes everyone comment on it?
Ah, good day, unless I'm much mistaken. You would be the young pickpocket who stole our experimental smoke grenade launcher.
Ah, Mr. Sholmes.
So, you have something of value to pawn, do you? Allow me to see the article, and I shall negotiate with Mr. Windibank on your behalf.
Pull the other one. I don't need no help from some stuck-up D. Get out of my business. Go on, I'll make trouble for you.
As you wish, Miss Lestrade. I will happily remove myself from your presence. He's really done it. He's gone.
I'm so sorry, but as I said, there really is no room for negotiation here.
What is that thing he has in his hand? Some kind of metal disc?
And you, go on. Leave me alone. Oh, Miss Lestrade, just pretend we aren't here. We shan't be offended in the slightest.
Sasada-san could really stand her ground when she wants to.
Whatever.
Pawnbroker's customer.
Somehow I didn't really think you were the sort of person who'd use as pawnbroker, Mrs. Lestrade.
Yeah, well, I am. I'm a Londoner, just like everyone else. That a problem, is it?
No, not at all. It's just that, well...
Oh, I get it. I know what you're thinking. That thing probably don't even belong to her. Probably got it on the dive, didn't she? Yeah, I can see it written all over your Chevy Chase.
Well, I might have been thinking of something along those lines.
You're not going to deny it, Mr. Naruhodo?
Alright then, I'm just going to come out and ask you straight. Do you pawn things that you steal from other people?
Well, I don't know how to best answer that, really. Suppose, sometimes.
Don't say that to a lawyer.
Unless it's your lawyer, I guess.
So, you're not going to deny it either, Miss Lestrade? But not this time, alright, I swear. That thing belongs to me.
The disc that Mr. Windibank is holding? Perhaps we should see what he has to say about all this. Hey, now I could explore again. so I just had to explore everything. An alligator.
Mr. Windibank, what exactly is this metal disc that Miss Lestrade has brought in? Seems to have hundreds of little bumps on its surface.
Ah, this is a music disc, you say, for use inside a music box.
In a music box? What? You don't even know what a music box is? You Eastern lot ain't too shabby, eh?
I know what a music box is. I just never seen one of the discs before. The small protrusions on the metal disc encode the tune to be played by the music box. You simply insert the disc and set the machine going, and beautiful music plays.
It's so incredible. Tell us what tune is on this disc.
Well, I'm afraid I couldn't tell you that. There's so many different types of music box, you see. British made, German, Swiss. I have no way of knowing which particular machine this disc was made for. Ah, I see. That's it in a nutshell. I wouldn't have any customers for an item like this, even if the young lady forfeited it. Really, I'm already offering more than I should at a penny.
That's a packet of lies. He told me, he said it was, well.
He who?
Never you mind. It just ain't right, that's all. That disc's worth good money. I know it is.
Well then, you'll have to try a look at another pawnbroker's, wouldn't you?
Ah!
She's been in before, of course, this little tatterdemalion. I see. And brought some dubious article or other with her every single time, I might add.
Dubious? What are you trying to say? I'm an honest customer, me.
So, is there something dubious about the disc she brought in today? Well, if only it were that simple. Sorry, what do you mean? What she actually brought in was a storage ticket.
Ah, a storage ticket, so... Miss Lestrade has actually come to redeem an article from you today, is that right? Yeah, that's right. A girl like me has a lot of stuff what needs storing.
Alright, yes, that's definitely dubious. The article in question would have been forfeited at midnight tonight. But as she gave me the ticket for it, I repaid both the loan and the interest. I was obliged to return the article to her.
But what was the article? Do tell us, Mr. Windibank.
The little scamp is wearing it, ma'am. Oh, the jacket? It's the overcoat that she redeemed.
Oh. What? What's wrong with that? It fits, don't it? I mean, it's mine, of course it does. So, what about the disc then? How does that come into all this?
The disc is something else. A new article to pawn if the girl and I can agree to a price. I'm confused. I thought you said that Miss Lestrade brought in a storage ticket today. It's really quite simple. Yes, the child brought me a storage ticket and the money owed on it, as you say. For this heavy black coat, which you returned to her care, as I understood it? That's right, yes. And rather surprisingly, as soon as the little Gruggamuffin put the thing on, she went ruffling through the pockets. Oh, you mean...
What? Don't you know it's rude to stare at a lady? Ah, I see. So it came from the pocket of the overcoat, did it?
If you mean this disc, then yes, exactly, ma'am.
And she immediately tried to pawn it.
For quite a high price as well. This is rather suspicious, I think.
Give it up. I'm just trying to pawn something like anyone else would. Miss Lestrade, may I ask who deposited the overcoat here in the first place? Well, me.
It doesn't really appear to be your size.
Me old man. It's me old man's, ain't it? Is it, Miss Lestrade?
Yes, this is definitely all rather suspicious. Out of my way, please. Who's this picture postcard English gentleman? Good day to you, ladies, gentlemen.
What's your problem, eh?
There is no problem, as long as you remove yourself. I have a matter to discuss with the proprietor. And if you tend to make a problem of it, I shall see you outside, little girl, for the hiding you deserve.
Look, ain't it obvious? I ain't done talking with him yet. If you think you're such a gent, you should know how to wait in line.
Well, you are an impudent little brat, aren't you? As well as a pickpocket.
Eh? Who are you? How do you know who I am?
The question is, how do you not know who I am? You haven't the courtesy even to remember the faces of your victims, it seems.
What? You mean I from you?
Broker. Yes, sir. I believe this filthy pickpocket just redeemed an article from you, no? Yes, sir. The article in question belongs to me. I demanded for it to be returned at once.
Oh my! Now that's a lie. What are you trying to pull?
Give me back my overcoat, you wastrel, and needless to say. And music discs too.
No, you can't have it. You just can't. It's me old man's. Or it was, now it's mine. Goodness, Mr. Naruto. This is a very awkward situation.
Yes. I think perhaps we should hear both sides of the story in a little more detail. Let's talk to him first. Excuse me, but who are you? One would expect the inquirer to introduce himself first. Though clearly you are not British, so perhaps our ways are foreign to you. Oh, sorry, yes, we're from the Empire of Japan. We're studying here. Oh, yes, Japan. I've heard talk of the place. Its inhabitants live on some fiery brown-colored soup, dressed up in exotic spices. You might be thinking of somewhere else. And what was that theatrical gesticulation about? Perhaps, anyway, you are a gentleman, sir. You offer your own name first before inquiring after the name of another. Of course, yes, I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a lawyer, well, a student of law, really.
My name is Sasato Mikotoba. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's assistant.
I see. My name is Benedict. Yes, Eckert Benedict. And Eckert Benedict. Enchanté. He's so refined in how he holds himself and how he speaks, but that name is suspicious. Now to the matter at hand. Whoosha! My overcoat. Return it at once to someone with the style to carry it off.
Every move he makes, every breath he takes, I can't stand watching him. Miss Lestrade is what the gentleman is saying. What do you think? It's all lies, ain't it, obviously? I I swear on my life, they never laid eyes on that dandy before.
Well, let's hear it now, you little ragamuffin. You stole it, didn't you? That ticket you bought in here just now.
No, I swear to God.
It was barely an hour ago. I was walking along the street, minding my own business, when this little gutling ran into me. I knew at once what had happened. Been robbed yet again, thought to myself. These wretched pickpockets. I don't know how to voice this guy. Yet again. Oh yes, as you can see, I am a man of impeccable style. This isn't the first time I've been targeted by these backslum scoundrels. Now then, relinquish my overcoat. Come now, Miss Lestrade, give the good gentleman his coat back. If you're going to cause trouble, I shall have no choice but to call the police.
Hold on, why does everyone think it's me? Just look at this dandy cove, and you think I'm the dodgy one?
I'm sorry, but no one's going to believe you.
Well, what about evidence? Yeah. Where's your evidence that I stole something, eh? Come on, let's see it.
Oh, I have evidence, naturally.
You what?
Got him. Evidence that the article Miss Lestrade redeemed actually belongs to this gentleman.
Of course, we only need to consult Mr. Windibank's ledger to know the truth. We'll be able to look up the name of the person who deposited the article in the first place.
Yes, brilliant. I'm very sorry, but I'm afraid that won't be possible.
Oh.
I never ask customers' names. That's a strict policy of mine. But why not? Well now, as you can imagine, some of my customers have circumstances to consider. A great many of them prefer to maintain their anonymity.
Yes, I see. But then, how can you know if an article belongs to the person asking to redeem it?
Oh, it's quite simple. Good sir, might I trouble you for the watchword associated with the article in question? Of course, it's sunny side up. Professor! Damn it. Yes, that's right, and all the evidence we need. This gentleman is the rightful owner of the article without a doubt. Watchword, interesting. So, about these watchwords, Mr. Windibank. As I just explained, I never ask customers' name when they deposit items with me. There are many reasons why certain customers would like to keep their activities secret. That wasn't exactly a subtle glare at Mr. Sholmes now, was it?
Great detectives have no dark secrets. None at all.
Yes, well, anyway, that's why I always ask for a watchword whenever I accept a new article. In many ways, it's like a secret combination of numbers used to unlock a vault. The date of a deposit, a description, and a watchword uniquely identify each item. And of course, then I give the storage ticket to the customer. When someone comes to redeem something, I ask for the ticket and the watchword. If someone tells you the correct watchword, you return the article? That's right, sir, yes, just as soon as the requisite fee is paid. And I have supplied you with the information you require already, but for the avoidance of doubt, the article in question is an overcoat deposited 2 months ago on the 15th of February. With a watchword of Professor. All perfectly correct information, sir.
But how?
Really, this is beyond the joke now. There's no further room for doubt.
Ah.
So let that be an end to the matter. And thank you for your custom, Mr. Eggert Benedict, sir. With such reasonable rates of interest, I may even decide to come back.
This is why I hate grown-ups. Just 'cause I'm a diver, everyone thinks that makes me a liar.
And the contents of the coat pockets, if you please, Baka. But of course, sir, here's the disc for you. Just this one. Pardon, sir? I was expecting another. That is, I deposited another. Another disc? Oh dear. I regret to inform you, sir, that's what was deposited with me was merely the overcoat. The disc happened to be in one of the pockets. I was completely unaware of it until now. So, Gutterling, you're hiding more of what's rightfully mine, are you?
Says who, eh? I don't know nothing about it.
Very well. Then I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to Star.
Wait a minute, that disc. It's mine.
What do you think you're doing, you little tramp? You've drawn blood, you filthy animal.
Oh my, yes, there's also blood on the disc.
It's because of all those sharp little bumps. The man must have scratched his finger on them.
I found it first, alright. I mean, it belonged to me, old man. Yeah, so you're not having it. Oh, you take it.
Me?
If I hang to it, they'll let it off me again. So you keep hold of it.
Miss Lestrade, why is this disc so important to her? Music box disc. You there, in the black livery. Hand that disc to me at once, please.
No, don't. He's lying. Grown-ups are all liars.
What do I do now? How am I going to resolve this? Let's talk to Mr. Windibank. Mr. Windibank is clearly at a loss here. We have to do something about this before he reaches for that revolver of his. Look at those piercing eyes. He's clearly in no mood to talk. I have to do something quickly before a mysterious gentleman leaves to fetch the police or something. I'm guessing we're gonna talk to Sholmes. So Sholmes will do something. Wow, Miss Lestrade is really looking daggers at that mysterious gentleman. Needs to do something to calm things down before she loses control and attacks him again. Sholmes, do something. Mr. Sholmes, what are you examining with such keen interest there? Does you enjoy a bar of caramel, I see? So, you found me at last, Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry? After that young pickpocket sent me on my way, I was forced to lurk in the shadows, truly ostracized as the rest of you partook in the jovial atmosphere of fellowship. I had nothing to occupy my mind, but was too ashamed to let society see what my downfall had done to me. So feigning mock interest, I pretended to examine the tedious trinkets in this desolate place, whilst as you shrewdly observed, gnawing on the only friend I have left, this 7% solution of caramel. Pray, do you claim to understand the depths of my despair, Mr. Naruhodo? But how could you? I was so lonely, so desperately lonely. And why on earth didn't you rejoin the conversation? Things have gone from bad to worse here, you know. Yes, I overheard much of your conversation. Or rather, in my craving for human contact, my ears devoured every word that was uttered. Really were sad, weren't you?
Poor Mr. Sholmes. I feel simply awful for you.
It would seem that my inferences are correct?
Oh, surely you're not about to tell us that you solved the entire case once again?
My dear madam, sometimes I wonder, were my genius for deduction to be commoditized, how much could I pawn it for? It seems Mr. Sholmes has had another of his flashes of inspiration, but who knows if it will help to resolve the situation between Miss Lestrade and the mysterious gentleman. What's the right thing to do here? We'll listen to his deduction on the next episode. Thanks for watching. See ya.